Hey guys, it's Bionic here. Welcome back to another Godforge video. Today I'm going to be playing some alpha footage as I go through my thoughts on the Godforge beta so far. My initial thoughts on day one playing the beta is that there has been a huge improvement in the visual quality of the game. It's leap years ahead of where it was in the alpha. My favourite looking hero and hero kit I have pulled this beta belongs to Ryujin. He is such a beast, literally. He looks amazing and brings so much to the table with his speed lead in all battles, aura, AoE attack down on the basic, just to mention a couple. You can build him into almost any team. He pairs particularly well with high HP Isolde. I'm hoping to pull Morgan Le Fay as her damage multipliers are currently busted, and paired with this defensive team, she would work wonders. As I previously mentioned, the game looks great visually, but mostly when static. It's a real shame that there are still so many visual bugs and general bugs as you play. This is to be somewhat expected as the game is still in development. I am hoping to see many of these bugs ironed out for the second beta, which will be due in about 2 months after this beta period ends. I have high hopes as there were so many great improvements in the weeks between each of the 3 waves of the alpha. Although it must be tough to fix all of these bugs and balance everything starting with over 200 heroes in the game, then there's weapons, armor sets, imprints and an ultimate system in the mix as well. I really love the idea of the imprints. Taking another hero's passive and being able to use it on another hero creates so many possibilities for theory crafting. I just really hope they make more of the imprints worthwhile. A bunch are too niche, then others are very underpowered. From what I understand, they're supposed to be about half as powerful as the original hero's passive. But if the original passive has an effect on all allies and then it's changed to a singular person on the imprint, as well as half the effect, it's now up to 10 times worse in a 5-man team. But I have heard that there are changes due to imprints, which I am excited to see in the future. And this really highlights the best part about Godforge. The goal is to make the game as good as it can be, from testing, player feedback, and community input. I know the team will always be working towards making the best game possible. The feeling of the gameplay so far seems quite good, with a solid progression loop considering half the content is locked. With room for improvement, of course. I must add, the difficulty curve is likely a little too steep for the average player. Something that may assist with this, and the general pain point of requiring XP early, is to remove XP from the level up chest and give some as a guaranteed reward along with energy each time the player levels up. Choosing XP as a reward from a chest feels a little bit boring to me, and this way it's given to the player early game while you can gain a lot of player levels. It should scale with the level too. That's to not give too much XP really early game and not an insignificant amount later game. The next thing I'll talk about are ultimates. The pace of ultimates feel quite good just past early game for characters with under 3000 divinity. Initially you almost never see an ultimate due to the waves getting cleared too quickly, which is fine. Although mid to late game, divinity generation could get out of hand if divinity costs are too low. It's a tough balance. There are also issues with slowing divinity generation with fewer characters in battle. Something that stood out to me as well was my enemies almost never got a chance to ult. There almost needs to be a progression on enemies' divinity from wave to wave, so the enemies in the second wave start with more than the first wave and in the third wave more than the second wave, similar to how your own divinity carries over waves. Otherwise, ultimates just didn't seem much of a threat. Although attack damage scaling might have to be scaled back a little bit, as you're going to get one hit if they're going to ultimate and attack you together. Overall, I have really been enjoying dipping my toes into the beta and finally getting to play the game we've all been waiting for. It seems to be heading in the right direction, although there is much to be improved. I'm excited to come along for the ride as the game continues to develop. What were some of the things that stood out to you that were particularly good in the beta, and what would you like to see improved? Thanks for tuning in. Please consider subscribing. Thanks. See you in the next one.